You are now watching The Lone Blown. Blown!
Yo, what's up YouTube? You're back here at the Lone Blown's channel, and welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us here today. We're going to be going over Salamence VMAX mixed with Porygon-Z or Porygon-Z depending on where you are in the world. For me, I'm so used to using both that I don't actually know where I'm from anymore. This is a new deck that's coming out with our Darkness Ablaze set. Cool set that's poised to come out in August. Salamence V is extremely strong, got some really basic attacks, some spreading, and some heavy hitting combination, which makes it a cool asset to our metagame. So without further ado, let's jump into this deck profile. So we have 3 copies of Salamence V. Salamence V is important to evolve into Salamence VMAX. Salamence VMAX, again, the main point of this deck. Salamence V, 220 HP, so it's coming in pretty strong for a basic Pokemon. Its first attack, Transflight, can do 30 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Pretty cool if you want to, like, batter things down before you hit them with something like your Salamence VMAX or something else. It also has Heavy Storm for 4 colorless energies, 160 damage. Now, you might be like, yo, Zach, how do we actually get those energies on that Pokemon? Hold that thought, we'll get there in a minute. We got 3 copies of Salamence VMAX. Salamence VMAX coming in at a whopping 320 HP for a Stage 1 VMAX Pokemon. It has Twin Sonic, so again, with a spread attack, you can do 40 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. So you could even use, like, Transflight on your... Transflight first. I was going to say on your first turn, but that's kind of impossible. You go Transflight, 30 to everyone, and then you could snipe off 2 Jirachis. Or if you're trying to knock out a bigger Pokemon like Eternatus VMAX, you could figure out what you need to do between Transflight and Transonic before you can swing with a Max Wing. Speaking about Max Wing, 4 energies, 240. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't use Max Wing. Not the biggest loss ever. I think it's easy to go Twin Sonic, Max Wing, Twin Sonic, Max Wing. Good combination there. You can also just retreat the Salamence VMAX into another Salamence VMAX. So we have our options. We got 3 copies of Porygon. Porygon has Digicharge, so you can flip 3 coins. For each set, search your deck for an energy card. I mean, this deck plays only special energies, so Digicharge could be cool. You probably want to attack with something else on the first turn, maybe the Cramorant that I'll go over in a little bit. But it does have that option if you are stuck. We use it to Rare Candy into Porygon Z here. I'm just going to go with Z for the rest of the video. Porygon Z Crazy Code, you can attach as many special energies to your Pokemon as you like. So really great way to accelerate your Pokemon. We'll go over the special energies that we have in a minute, but we do have a lot of special energies to go over. We got a copy of Dedenne-GX. This is for us to use Dead-Eye Change, pitch and discard our hand, draw 6 cards. Sometimes we need to get those rare candies, sometimes we're going to need to get special energies. We also have the new Crobat V from Darkness Ablaze. The Crobat will allow you to draw up to 6 cards, but you're not discarding anything. So when you're searching through your deck, you can get out a Crobat instead of a Dedenne, which will give you the flexibility of, like, can I discard my hand? Maybe I don't need to discard my hand. Maybe I have important resources. You get to make that decision. We do have a Oranguru. In case we do need to discard anything, we can put cards on top of our deck that we don't want to discard with Primate Wisdom. There's also another cool strategy that I'll go over with this card in a minute. I know I got a lot of cool stuff to come. Got Cramorant V. So Cramorant V is absolutely great in this deck because you can use Beak Catch to search out missing pieces for this lineup. So maybe you need to get a rare candy, maybe you need to get a special energy of some sort. Beak Catch will help you get there. You could also use Spit Shot. This deck does play Recycle Energies, so you can essentially use that attack for free without discarding your energies. You discard them, but they will go back to your hand. We have 4 copies of Professor's Research here. Pretty typical for most decks in the format. You just want to get absolutely set up. This deck's no different. We need to be searching for our special energies, things like rare candy. Really important card. Another pretty big format staple in the post-rotation team up to Darkness Ablaze format is playing 4 copies of Marnie. It's just not really to disrupt your opponent. I mean, you can disrupt your opponent with it. You shuffling your hand, putting it at the bottom, getting 5. Your opponent shuffling their hand, getting 4. But It's a great way for you to not discard your resources and to have a shuffle-ish draw supporter. Remember not to shuffle your hand into the deck. We got 2 copies of Boss Orders. Boss's Orders is we want to just bring up the Pokemon we want, especially Salamence VMAX doing 240 damage, or maybe bringing up a Pokemon with a lot of retreat and hitting a Dedenne-GX on the bench with Spit Shot. Seems like a pretty good strategy. We got 4 copies of Quick Ball. Quick Ball is a great way to search out our Pokemon. Typically on a first turn, we're going to be looking for a Porygon. We're going to be looking for a Salamence V, just so that we can get our main strategy going, because those are the 2 most important cards you want on your first turn. You can also search out a Dedenne-GX, a Crobat, even a Cramorant to attack with Beak Catch. Pretty cool. Got 4 copies of Pokemon Communication. We do have a lot of Pokemon in this deck. We have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17. So we should be able to get full use out of the Pokemon Communication. Usually always having a Pokemon in our hands. So just swapping something out. Maybe we don't want to discard a Porygon and we need a Salamence. We have a lot of flexibility with this card. And I do really like the art from the new Trainer Toolkit. If you haven't picked up those already, I heavily recommend picking those up. We got 4 copies of Rare Candy. This is just for us to evolve our Porygon into Porygon-Z. No other reason to play this card. So, really important card because that's the only way we're going to be accelerating energies. We have 4 copies of the Rotom Phone. Now, Rotom Phone is interesting enough. I know a lot of peeps haven't talked about this online yet. Rotom Phone allows you to look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You choose 1 card, you shuffle the other 4 back into your deck, and then you put that card on top of your deck. So essentially you get to stack out of the top 5 1 card. That allows you to Oranguru to take the card that you put all the way to the top and switch it with a card that you have in your hand. This allows us to fetch pieces like special energies, rare candies, and other important pieces of the deck. We got 2 copies of Evolution Incense. This is just because you could search out Salamence VMAX and you could also search out Porygon-Z. So we could search out 6 Pokemon out of the deck. Not necessarily the greatest strength, but you could also use it with Pokemon Communication. There might be other better spaces for it because most decks just function off of the 4 Quick Ball, 4 Pokemon Communication. But when it comes to a Stage 2 line, I don't think that we could take the necessary we need to take all necessary precautions, otherwise the deck will be a little inconsistent. Now with the special energies, this is where the deck actually has its opportunity to shine. We do have 4 copies of Powerful Colorless Energy. So Powerful Colorless Energy provides colorless energy. Wow, who would have ever thought? But it does an extra 20 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon when it's attached to a colorless Pokemon. This deck is all colorless Pokemon attackers. You're not attacking with Crobat and you're not attacking with Dedenne. So everything will be able to do 20 extra damage. So while you're using something like Transflight, or if you're using something like Twin Sonic, yeah, you're not going to do the extra damage to the bench, but you can do the extra damage to the active. Considering we play 4 of these energies, we could do 320 damage to an Eternatus, which is quite a bit of damage. We could finish anything off with Twin Sonic or Transflight, but we could do upwards of 320 damage, which is absolutely insane for only 4 energies. We have 4 copies of Capture Energy. Capture Energy allows us, when we attach it, to search our deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto our bench. This helps us improve the consistency, so whether we're attaching to a Porygon or attaching to a Salamence, we can always get out a bench Pokemon to get to the next strategy of our deck, which is usually evolving into a Porygon-Z. We have 4 copies of Recycle Energy, so we can juggle our energies back. We use this as a way to retreat in the deck, considering it always goes back to our hands. We could use Porygon-Z, attach as many Recycle Energies as we want, retreat, get those energies back to our hand, and reattach them again. So Recycle Energy truly does recycle. We also have 3 copies of Triple Acceleration Energy. This is so that we can attack with Salamence VMAX if we don't necessarily have all the energy requirements. As much as we have 15 special energies, we might find ourselves in a position where we don't necessarily have all the energies that we want. Overall, my thoughts on this deck are, it feels really good when you get the whole crazy code into a max wing combo going, or when you're juggling your Cramorants and sniping Dedennes. Are there issues with this deck? 100%. It's a stage 2 deck. It requires only special energies, and we don't necessarily have a physical copy of Switch. So since a skateboard's no longer in the format, if our opponent were to paralyze us or make us asleep, we don't have a way to get out of the active position without using Recycle Energy. Is that a potential issue? Not necessarily in this starting format, but can it become an issue? 100%. So I'm slightly worried about the consistency of this deck by nature, not the fact that I've built this deck to make it overcome that hurdle, but it's something to consider if you are playing this deck. I think this deck's absolutely fun. Crazy Code is one of the most fun, busted abilities we have in Pokemon. It just hasn't been utilized properly. Maybe this is the deck to utilize it. We'll have to find out as we test more and more of our Team Up to Darkness Ablaze format. So stay tuned for more deck profiles. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day, peeps.
Really hope that you enjoyed watching that video. I totally enjoyed making it. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like the video, share the video with everyone that you know, and subscribe to the channel as well. Totally appreciate all the support. We got a lot of cool things happening on the channel, so stay tuned for more. Be sure to check out the social links in the description. Thanks and have yourself a great one.